Hi, and thank you for joining me for another day of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life, round 16. And today's sketch, again a double pager, is by the lovely Deb Tallbroad. I'll leave all her details down below. So I've chosen the left-hand side of the sketch today, and you can see it's got two 4x6 photos and then a diagonal from top left to bottom right of embellishments. So I've pulled out my Jen Hadfield Groovy Darlin again, and I'm documenting these two photos of the streets in Catania in Sicily when we went on our recent cruise. I just wanted to get some pictures of the general feel of that town. It was absolutely beautiful. So I've just pulled out some bits and pieces before I started recording that I wanted to add to this page. I had a rough idea of how I wanted it to go, and this actually came together relatively quickly. So I'm going to add that floral cluster in the bottom left hand corner there. I've got that lovely butterfly ticket that's going underneath the photo, and that little row of hearts that's going in the top left hand corner. And you'll see as I build up the rest around the page, my title is going to be Sicily, You Are Made of Magic. So I pulled out that piece that says You Are Made of Magic, and that's actually a washi sticker. Some of these that I'm sticking down now are washi stickers, but I've decided to leave the backing on and just use them as they are. I wanted to get that opacity that you've got with the backing on it rather than having them more see-through, which would happen if I took the backing off. So the photo on the right is with this amazing cactus outside a hairdresser's, I think it was actually, on our way back to the port. But I just thought it was a perfect opportunity to use some of the cacti in this collection. So I've got these two here at the bottom that are going to go on top of that title. I was just making sure the title was straight with my T-square ruler. And then I have got another one that's going to go above that photo as well with that tag. So one of these, the one that I've just stuck down, is a washi sticker, and then that one that I'm sticking to the right is from the ephemera pack. I've got all of the papery pieces and ephemera pieces mixed in together in one envelope for this collection. And then I just wanted to fill in that little gap to the right of the photo there between the cactus and the photo, so I've just pulled out this lovely neutral floral piece. So you can see I've stuck most of the time I've stuck to sort of yellows, blues and greens for this layout. I thought they went really nicely with the photo. So this lovely tag is going to go at the top there, and you can see I'm slowly building this slight diagonal from top left to bottom right, but I do accentuate that a little bit more shortly with some stenciling. But just adding all these bits and pieces. I've got lots of lovely tabs to add to the top of my page. One of them is going to hold my date, of course, and then others just for layering pieces. And that black tab is cut from the from the dies that we sell at Hey Little Magpie. And I'm just going to embellish that with a little floral piece soon. So I cut this tab off because I'm not using it as a page turner or anything, so I can cut it in half and use both bits, one on another layout. And then I'm just going to add these other pieces, and I brought those florals up to the top because I've got those on the bottom left corner as well. So it's just for a little bit of continuity on the page. So just fiddling about a little bit to get these in position. And then I can add that floral piece. And I haven't forgotten my tag. I will be adding some waxed twine to that as well. So that floral piece at the top there is from the ephemera pack. And as I say, this black tab, I just cut for some black cardstock using one of the Hey Little Magpie dies. There we go. So while I'm fiddling about, don't forget to check the description box down below to see everybody else who's playing along. There's a playlist, so everybody adds their videos each day, and so it's getting longer and longer. So there's plenty of inspiration there for you. So these alphabet stickers are from Good Vibrations from Pretty Little Studio, and I just wanted to spell out Sicily as the last part of my title. So it reads Sicily, You Are Made of Magic. So that's that down, and then I want to add my date to that tab at the top. So just using my roller date stamp and my archival ink. And then this is where I'm bringing in more of that diagonal feel. So I've got Speckled Egg ink from Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, and I'm just blending through this Stampers Anonymous stencil, also by Tim Holtz, and it's got like these sparkly bits, and I just thought that was really nice to create a bit of magic, I suppose, on the page. So I've blended in the ink, and then I'm going around the edges with this fine liner in grey, and that just defines the edges a little bit more to make them stand out more, because that ink is quite a pale colour really. So that just gives a bit of definition around the edges. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom here. And you'll see me moving the stencil around a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm using the right bits of sparkle because they're all different shapes and sizes on this stencil. So I want to make sure I'm using the ones that I want. So it doesn't matter which way around you do it. At the top I blended the ink first and then did the lines, and this time I've done the lines and then I'm blending the ink. Either way works perfectly. So just having a look, moving the stencil and adding a few more. And then when I've finished with these sparkly bits, I do actually come back in and just hand draw some small circles, just as extra bits going in around those two areas. I just wanted a little bit more at the top here. One there and one on the edge. Again with the pen and then blending in the ink. And then here I am, just like I say, hand drawing a few circles just to fill in those gaps and add a little bit of different dimension, I suppose, just something a little bit different. Almost there. And then I just need to add the wax twine to that tag. And that is the layout more or less finished. There are a couple more bits that I add on. So I'm going to add this wax twine. I've got a little fabric flower from the Hey Little Magpie bits and pieces that I'm going to add to that black tab at the top. Just fiddling about with this thread, trying to decide how to put it. In the end, I do tie it in a bow. I'm really indecisive at the moment about how my wax twine should go on my layouts. So here I am, just changing it to a bow. And then I want to add some ribbon loops, of course, and one of our epoxy dots, which, epoxy or resin dots, also from the Bits and Pieces collection at Hey Little Magpie. So here's that ribbon. I've used this a few times, this lovely green grosgrain ribbon. As I mentioned before, I think it's from packaging, from something or other. And then one of my favourites at the moment, this black gingham. So just adding a dot of glue to that bow just to keep it tied together so that it doesn't unravel in my page protector. And then adding these two ribbon loops. And then I bring in that little dot that I was talking about. And here's that floral that I was saying. And then when I go in to get that resin dot, I also find a flare badge from one of our old sets. It was from the Flower Child set, but it goes really nicely with this collection because that was another Jen Hadfield, and all the colours do seem to work really nicely together. And it says favourite with the British spelling, which I'm really pleased about. So I'm going to add that because it was definitely our favourite stop of the whole trip. So I just wanted to have that. So of course a little tangle of black thread. It's just sewing cotton, nothing spectacular, just out of my sewing drawer. And then I managed to get the glue stuck on my fingers, so then I can't get the thread stuck down. I seem to be lifting it up every time. And I've used one of our 3M dots to stick that flare badge down. They're predominantly used for wax seals, but they're also great for adding flare badges as well. And because I've got that tangled thread at the bottom left, I wanted to add a little bit more at the top right here. So just tucking a little bit under, and that works really nicely to mirror that lovely plant that's in the background on that photo. And that's the layout done. Hope I've provided some inspiration. I'll see you again soon. Bye.